Hey y'all, I Guy here, and I wanted to follow up again in regards to the Sony a7 III, the camera that I'm filming this video with. Again, it's been a super duper stellar performer. For a base model Sony Alpha camera, this thing is nothing that I would consider base. I mean, the video quality, just look at this. This video, by the way, I'm filming with a 25mm lens. I'm in front of a green screen in my studio I got a key light in front of me and two lights on the side, and I think the quality is great. I mean, tell me what y'all think. But yeah, this 25mm lens, when I put it in Super 35, it zooms it in a little bit more, and it gives it this look that you're seeing right here. I mean, I think that I'm going to move around a little bit in front of the green screen. I think that the quality of this, I don't know why I would need, a dedicated camera, a video camera. I mean, this is a stills and video camera that with quality glass, like you see here, this 25mm. And you can find this lens and my microphone and all my green screen stuff. Check the link within this video's description because you can find it all there. But it's just really continued to blow my mind. And again, I primarily use my Sony Alpha cameras for video, and the autofocus on this thing, as I mentioned before, is the best autofocus I've had in any camera to date. So to be able to get this video obviously is in autofocus mode, but to be able to get this quality of video without having to fumble with manual focus and wondering, hey, am I too close to the camera? Am I too far away? When you're out there filming without your film crew, it's really nice. Haven't had any build quality issues with the camera. Again, I will reiterate that the camera body uses less metal than like an a7R II or an a7R III. But again, you've really got to nitpick and look at the camera to even notice that. The trade-off is that it makes the camera body lighter. So traveling with it, it feels lighter than an a7R II or an a7R III. Not that either of those cameras are heavy, but it does feel lighter. And then the selector knob where you switch between aperture priority, shutter priority, video mode, auto mode, etc. The a7 III doesn't have the little nipple in the middle that you got to depress before you twist, which that's kind of pointless anyway, in my opinion, because this thing requires a significant amount of pressure to turn it. I've never encountered a situation where it's turned itself in my backpack or where while I was filming it rotated. I've never encountered that issue. So, and it's got dual SD card slots. It's got the, again, the autofocus is just absolutely outstanding. And even the internal microphone, it's funny to say that a camera, and this audio is coming through my lavalier mic, and you can find it within this video's description, but if you're in a pinch and you don't want to connect external microphone or use external audio with your a7 III, the internal mic is acceptable. It's not going to give you pro quality sound, but it's not going to sound like a cheap smartphone or a point and shoot camera. It's got a decent quality mic in it. So if you're in the field, you're in a pinch, and you don't have a microphone, the a7 III microphone quality may blow your mind. So with all of this being said, do I regret downgrading from the a7R II to the a7 III? Not at all. It's been a huge upgrade. The battery life from this thing is phenomenal. That was one of my biggest gripes with a7R II. The autofocus is phenomenal. The a7R II was a solid performer, but that was when I put it in manual mode. And as we know, manual mode's not always optimal for filming certain situations, especially when you don't have a film crew with you. So that's been great. And obviously been able to use my same lenses. I've got a collection of high-end Sony FE lenses, full-frame lenses. It's great. But you know what? If I want to zoom with those non-zoom lenses, those prime lenses, kick it into Super 35 like I'm doing this. Again, this is a 25mm lens, but I'm in Super 35 and it zooms in for my studio space, and I think it makes a really good, look. So, yeah, I'm trying to think of any complaints. One complaint, the firmware. Updating the firmware with a Mac with High Sierra. There were some software issues. It's a known issue, nothing wrong with the camera, but it's a known issue with updating firmware for using macOS High Sierra. Fortunately, I troubleshot it, I found a fix, and I posted a tutorial. So if you haven't updated your a7 III firmware and you plan to do so and you're using macOS High Sierra, you may have to perform those steps within the tutorial that I put together if Sony hasn't released a fix for that yet. They've released a fix, but it's more of a workaround, and I wish it would just, you know, run. But that's a minor gripe. And obviously this does not have the screen in the back, the LCD screen, or LED screen rather. Why can't they make it pop up so you can see yourself face on video? This video, for example, I'm using my studio monitor, which works fine. But when I'm out in the field, it would be nice to have a screen that pops out to the side so I can see myself face on video, or pops up so I can see myself face on video. So I don't know why they haven't done that, but that's kind of a nuisance. But you can pair, and check out my video where I demonstrate this, you can pair your smartphone with the a7 III and use your smartphone as a field monitor of sorts. It wirelessly connects to the a7 III, so that's a cool feature. Would I buy it again without hesitation? Do I plan to use any other camera at this point in time? No. Am I excited about the a7S III? Of course. But what could the a7S III do that would be greatly superior to this? It would have to do 4K 60. It, you know, it would need to have a screen that I could see face on video. If it had those features, the a7S III would be an enticing upgrade. But I mean, this thing right here, I mean, in all sincerity, a7 III for video is the best performer out there. And for stills, again, you're not getting 42 megapixel, but 24. I haven't noticed a difference. The only time I've noticed a difference is when I'm shooting a landscape and I try to zoom in on a small object within the landscape and post. And in that use case, you'll notice a difference, but day-to-day shooting, haven't. But again, I'm primarily a video shooter, so I seldom snap stills, but when I do, it looks really good. So again, check the link within this video's description. Expand this video's description. You can find the a7S or the a7 III, the microphone I'm using, tripod, all the lenses I use, and a whole lot more. It's been a really good camera. And thanks for your viewership, and be sure to subscribe. YouTube.com/iRickSky. Y'all have a good day. Hey y'all, iRickSky here. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to subscribe, like, and share. It's viewers like you that enable my channel to continue to grow. Thank you.